Assault is the intentional application of force against another person without their consent. The consequences of being found guilty of assault are significant. The greater the harm suffered, the greater the penalty. Sentences for assault range from discharges to significant periods of jail. Now, there's a common misconception that charges will be dropped if the complainant simply recants or says he or she doesn't want the charges to proceed. Unfortunately, unlike what you see on TV, once charges are laid, the complainant has little to no control over the process. However, if the complainant expresses to the prosecutor a desire not to proceed with the criminal charges or indicates that they will simply not participate in the trial, the Crown Prosecutor must take this information into consideration when assessing whether or not there's a likelihood of conviction. If the prosecutor determines that there's no likelihood of conviction, they will likely withdraw the charges. Now, depending on the severity of the allegations, there are a number of ways to have an assault charge dropped. The most important step is to hire an experienced criminal defense lawyer who can properly assess your case to determine the strengths and weaknesses of the case against you. Depending on the circumstances of the case against you, the case may be so weak for a variety of reasons that your lawyer may be able to convince the prosecutor to simply withdraw the charges. Now, I've got a significant amount of experience defending those charged with assault, and I've successfully had countless assault charges withdrawn. Now, if the prosecutor is unwilling to simply withdraw the assault charge, you may be able to have your charges withdrawn if you enter into things like a peace bond or the alternative measures program. Again, depending on the severity of the allegations, an accused may enter into a peace bond in which they're going to be bound by certain conditions, such as counseling, abstaining from alcohol, or having no contact with the complainant. Upon signing the peace bond, the criminal charges are withdrawn, and then the accused is left with no criminal record. The most important aspects of resolving by way of peace bond is that it is not an admission of guilt. Your charges are withdrawn and you're left with no criminal conviction. Another alternative way to have your charges withdrawn is by participating in the alternative measures program. Now, this is a program that diverts offenders from the traditional court system, and upon completion of certain conditions such as counseling or community service, the assault charge is withdrawn and it will leave you with no criminal record. Now, if you've been charged with an assault, the most important thing you can do is contact a lawyer today. Contact me for a no obligation consultation. We can go over your case and assess the process moving forward.